Now that the code has been added in the checkout post to check for the coupon, it's time to test it out. For that, we will have to go to our main project, which is mango.web. In the controllers, let's open the cart controller where we have the checkout post action method. Here the cart service will return back a response with the value of false if the coupon code is not valid and something has been updated. So after we receive a response here, we will check here and we'll say if response is not successful, so not and then is success, this means that we have an error. So in that case, we can store that error in a view bag with the name of error, and we will store response.displayMessage. Once we store the response, we can return back to the action, so redirect to action, and we will say name of, this will be the checkout action. So it will go back to the checkout page, load the shopping cart if something has been updated, if the coupon code is not valid anymore. Let's go to the checkout view here. So go to view. And before we check anything else, we can check if viewbag.error is not empty. Then inside a div with the bootstrap classes of alert and alert warning, role of alert, we will display the error message. With that change, let me run the application. And let me first show you one of the error that we will face. So right here, we are logged in as our admin user. If we go examine the shopping cart, right now we have two products that are already added to the cart. One of the product has a count of 7. Let's try to add the same product again and see what happens. So if we try to add the same product, we should expect that the count should be increased by 1. But if you try to hit the add to cart button, you will notice that we get some error. I want you to pause the video and analyze on what is going on. Okay, I hope you were able to figure out what is the issue here. If we examine our controllers, let's go to our main application where we have the home controller. Here we are calling on details post add to cart async. Then inside the cart API controller, if you open up the add to cart method, we are calling create update cart in the cart repository. So let's open that up. Inside the cart repository create update, we have a special logic. We first check if the header is null. It won't be because the record already exists in our shopping cart. Then we will check the details, and there is an existing details with the count of 7. So we will come to the else block where we have to update the count. Here, when you try to update anything, you can see that the cart details will not have much values. If you examine the debugger here, let me show that to you. We'll put a breakpoint here and let's run the application. Let's try to add the same item again. And it hits our breakpoint. You can see with the update we are passing the cart.cart details. If you examine the values here, you will notice that there is no details ID or the cart header ID. We need to make sure those two properties are populated when we perform the update operation. So for that, we have to stop the application, and just like we are modifying the count here, we need to populate the cart details ID, and this will be equal to, not plus, equal to. We'll do the same for the cart header ID. With that, everything should be aligned. So let's run the application again. And let's try to add the same item to the shopping cart. Perfect, it got added. If we go to the cart, the count will be 8 now. And that is working. Now we need to test our main logic with checkout. Before that, if we go back to the controller, we are using the view bag in both the places, and then we are redirecting to the checkout view. So rather than that, for alerts, it's best we use temp data. So we will use a temp data with the name of error, and let me copy this, go to our view, we will check if that temp data is not null, then we will display the value. With that, let me restart the application. And to test, we will go to our shopping cart here. Our coupon is already applied with a discount of $10. If we go back to our database, right here on the coupons table, let's edit the top 200 and change discount to $5. Then if we go back to our application, right now the discount is 10. Let me populate few values here and let's try to place order. This time it should display us the warning. Perfect, you can see it displays coupon price has changed, please confirm, and now it displays the updated order total and order discount. Now of course you could preserve all of the details here and load it again, but I won't spend time there. With this we have seen that with the shopping cart API, how we can synchronously call another microservice, which is the coupon API.